Hello everyone, Krydex here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. In this episode, it's probably gonna be a little bit of a shorter episode, just so you know. I've got a time limit, a little bit of a time crunch today, but I wanted to get another episode in, because we're probably already not gonna have, I don't know which, hold on. Is this an episode that's going to be before the weekend or after the weekend? I'm not sure. Also, our refuelers, we were missing a single rail there, so that should fix that guy. There we go. Anyway, all that to say, there won't be episodes this weekend. I don't remember if this is the Friday or Monday episode, so you may have already noticed that. And then this week, I'm actually on vacation, but hopefully I've pre-recorded some episodes, so it won't be totally blank this week, but it might not be the full week of episodes. Again, life is just absolutely bonkers for me right now. Some things are slowly starting to get answered, but I'm still at least at minimum a few weeks away from anything being settled. So I'll try to update you guys more when I can, but again, thank you for your patience. Right now, life's just kind of crazy is the short version. So at least for now, things are still going to be a little weird with the channel. Ooh, look at all that moss. Look at all that moss. Glorious. Okay, so what are we doing right now? We were working on the copper. And the copper ores going in, that should all be working properly. And then borax, I don't think is on trains, so that's actually a problem. At least I don't think it is. Yeah, borax stops right there, so we're gonna need borax to come over, and we're gonna need to load that in. Why don't I use ye old multi-provider? Yeah, let's do this. Remove that, place some more chests there, and then we'll put borax into here. I think. Maybe we'll have borax come in this way. And then it'll go around this side and then load into that. And then that will be wired up to say borax less than 35 stacks? Stacks to 100? Yep. Okay. So that'll be a borax. And we'll have that come over, up, over, down. We are missing some construction bot network here. Get that going. Bada bing. Bada boom. And then one up there. Okay. And then borax can come over. Maybe right here. Over and down. Okay. Perfect. Now the construction zone here is a bit lacking, so we're gonna have to get some roboports set up here. All right, and then borax is plugged in. Do we need anything else? Sand castings. I don't think sand castings are on here either. Let's double check. I mean, I can just look at the inventory. Oh, can I? That's hard to find stuff. I really hate that you can't just type into this and search for stuff. You know, like, I wish you could filter with letters rather than having to filter one specific item and finding it in this whole mess. I feel like it's just a lot more work. Borax, I'm pretty sure we don't have. And then sand casting. Also correct. Okay. So sand castings. Sand castings are made right here, so that's easy enough to split and turn around. course. Not gonna fit. Okay. No, that doesn't work. Alright, sand casting. Where should that go? 2035. So we got 75 stacks only currently in this. Definitely have more though. 2,500, 2,500, 3,500. Okay, so that's 50. So that's 85 stacks now. We got room for sand castings in here. Do. Sand casting. Alright, sand casting. Less than 2,500. Let's stack to 100, right? Yeah. Okay. And this is sand casting. Cancel that. I think that does it. We'll see if the bots ever catch up with all of this. Poor things. This is absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. How's rubber going, by the way? It's not. Yeah. Yeah, ammonia really does seem to be the issue. But the good news is we're building up a big stockpile of rubber. We actually have enough right now. So that is really good news, actually. Like, does that mean we're still making science? Yeah, we are. We're actually running all of the science right now. Pi 2 is almost... That's buffered over 2,000? Because these are 12, right? Yeah, so that's 2,400 right there. 2,600. So it's actually logistics science that's the problem. But even that, we have enough of to get going a bit here. So what science should we do next? We could start researching towards electronics. We could work on the inserter capacity. Maybe I should work on that now that we have some free time here. Because that's pretty handy. It does delay some of my other stuff for a while, but I'm sure we'll have plenty of things to do between now and then. We could do nickel stage 2. We should get that one out of the way. Are there any other cheap things we just need to get out of the way for not having them fill up our list here? Biomass power, wind power, get those researched. Elevated rails, we'll do that next. Yeah, we'll just get a lot of these cheap ones out of the way. Okay, what else is on our list? More copper, improved glass, better batteries, excess bitumen to nitrogen and sulfur. So that we could do pretty easily. What are they called? Ionic upgraders? Yeah. So, ionic upgraders we could just throw in to make nitrogen. I think this is super chill, if I'm remembering correctly. Like, I think it's literally just a recipe in this. Yeah, just straight up bitumen. Or bitumen plus water makes sulfur. But that right there is some nitrogen. So we're just gonna hook that up. And then this will provide nitrogen at low priority. Which unfortunately, I don't have any low priority providers. I really wish you could set a priority for each resource that you end up providing. I don't really think it works that way, so we're gonna need another F provider here. Low priority nitrogen. Nope. Where's the actual nitrogen? That one. Okay, and you're gonna be -1. And we need to get... You know what? I'm gonna shift these over a little bit so that I can do this. Which means I need to change this. If you're gonna do it, might as well do it right. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then these at the top need to be correct. Boop. And boop. Get the one ways. And then bitumen will come over. Yeah, this is fine actually. T-junction. Alright. Bitumen goes to there. And then we need a T-junction. Going up and up. Okay, that's that. And then we also need power here. Okay, there's power. And then finally the nitrogen can just be T-junctioned over like this. That should do it. Okay. I mean, we just made more problems for our bots, but should work. And then we need to make ionic upgraders. Get all those researches. So fast. Zoom, zoom. Do, do, do. Alright, ionic upgrader. I don't think we have those set up anywhere. Alright, and then we wanted to queue up elevated rails, lab research speed because it's cheap, why not? Mounts stage 1 because we might as well. Lubricant we'll have to queue up, though I'm not going to make it that way. We need to get the research done. MIB-C we're going to have to do at some point because that's used for the titanium chain. So might as well get those rolling. Okay, let's go back to our process here. So we should have sand casting, coke, and what else do we need? Sand casting, coke, and borax. Do we need a double chest for that, or is a single enough? I mean, I think a single's enough, but I might need a station, because sand casting is only 13 a minute. So a stack is like, what, 7 minutes? Which means 20 stacks is 140 minutes of copper. That's a lot. But honestly, is that really too much? I mean, copper's running pretty constantly. So I'm actually fine with that being a whole... Okay, I'll just make it like 2 more squares there. And then request-wise, we're gonna have borax. We're gonna do like 20... Let's see, 1 stack is 20 seconds, roughly. So we'll do 30 stacks of borax. Sand casting, we should be able to do just like 20 stacks. And then coke for fuel. Do I want to use coke for fuel? I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out here, because I could just use raw coal instead. But I have so much extra coke that I almost feel like I should use coke instead of raw coal. I don't really know what to think, actually, about this. I also just have raw coal, like, right here. I could just belt that over. This is a tricky one. I think I'm just gonna use coke. Nah, that feels so wasteful, though. Oh, but raw coal also only stacks to 50, so that's way more trains. Yeah, you know what? It's weird. I feel like I should use coke. No. No, I should use raw coal. As much as I'm gonna need coke for plenty of other things. So I should stick with raw coal for this. That does mean, though, that I want that to be a bit bigger. And then, do we have raw coal on trains yet? I'm not actually sure if I do. Oh, I do. Very much do. Okay. So we're fine on that. We got a quadruple loader there for 4 belts in, so that should be fine. Okay, hey look, we're down to 440 entities that are missing bots. They're getting work done. They really do get their work done. Okay, so anyway, the fuel will come. What is going on here? I don't even know what all this is, to be perfectly frank. So this is sand casting plus borax, but then the borax also goes, so the borax needs to be on the right side. So we'll call this one borax. And sand casting. I just type cast, yeah, there we go. Okay, so then that is going there. And that gets us what we need. For borax sand casting, okay, hot air. We can now request. I'll just call it 50K. Is 50K enough? And a second. 600 a minute. 6,000 is 10 minutes. Yeah, that's enough. All right, and then hot air. Just goes directly into there. Okay. So hot air's done. Borax and sand casting's done. Molten copper's already hooked up to these. Which then... What is this connected to? Oh, tailings. Tailings is hooked up. We are gonna need fuel. That's what this was. And the fuel for these guys is, I think, on that belt. Yeah, that's the copper grade 4. So the fuel will probably actually... Here, let's do this. Oh wait, no, that's not gonna work. The fuel will come from here. Oh no, this is so inconvenient. How are we gonna... Because I can't do that. And I want the fuel to go this way. What is that? Oh, I needed to side load. That's what that is. Well, I'm one tile short here. No, I'm not. We can do it this way. And then it can squiggle around like this. There we go. I was like, this should be possible because we don't have 4 undergrounds. There we go. Okay, so the fuel will come here. And then also go here. Oh, that's copper. Shoot. Right, copper, go that way. Fuel, come up this way. Okay, so that gets over there. I could just use bots for that. And what's on this belt? Is this like gravel and crap? Yeah, it's everything else. So this is all of the trash. Garbage. And then what are we doing with ash? We're loading it out on, and that's the stacked ash. Okay. And I don't think we need to stack it. I think we're wasting a stacker there. As long as we make sure it ends up on both sides of the belt, we should be fine. And this is the crap. So the crap will come over here, merge with the ash, and then that all gets loaded into the super trasher. Over here. Okay, we're down to 200 bots missing. We're getting there. All right. Anything else we need here? Power pole. And then merge that bad boy. And then we need a couple more things here. So we need raw coal. I guess that's it. It comes over. All right, there's raw coal. So what was that? Oh no, we did need that. Right, okay. But I can just do it that way. So the borax. Oh, but now it's wrong. The borax needs to be on the left side now. I need to swap those. Okay. And then why hasn't this gotten a shipment yet? Have they not finished building the loaders for borax? I wonder. Yeah, they're still getting there. It's still very spotty. Yeah, but they're getting there. So borax belt is being built, and then sand casting belt is also being built. How fast am I making sand castings? Is it like 1 a second? It's gonna take a while to get 2,000. We're talking like an hour of sand castings. So this copper's not gonna be running for a while. I could always manually move a few sand castings over to get things rolling. Okay, so that finishes that. What was this? That is that, and this is this. This is the trash belt. Okay. getting close. Did we hook up oxygen yet? No, oxygen's not hooked up. So let's do that. Which is pretty chill. That's just right here. Okay, so oxygen's hooked up now. And we've already got copper coming in, so that's great. I think we've pretty much done it. And we're missing one belt there. Okay, that's why that's taking forever. Sweet. And that's for tailings. Oh, we do need an overflow on the tailings. Build it closer to the actual thing. Overflow. Dumpage. Wait, what's on this belt? This is also copper plates. Okay. And given those ones will be stacked triple, they shouldn't take up a whole side of the belt, so there should be room for those. Okay. I mean, I think we're pretty much there. Don't quote me on that. But there's hot air, oxygen, both arrived. Let's go manually move around some sand castings. That way we can actually get started on it. Power is problematic. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Whoa, what happened with electric boilers recently? Huh. Shall we switch on the backup turbine for a little bit here? Okay. And then what was I doing? Grabbing sand castings? Which I don't really have in a chest anywhere, do I? I guess I can just grab a bunch from this belt. That should be enough to get started. What happened with all this moss? Get out of here. So many random things. You know, we haven't needed our inventory that much recently, which has been cool. That does kind of feel like a victory in some ways. Where am I going? Down here. Okay. I'm hoping we can get this done before I have to go. That would be cool. Alright, so let's throw sand casting in there. How's Borax doing? Is it running yet? Are there other bots still going? Borax is flowing. Perfect. They finally got the belts built. We are making a full belt of Borax. That is nice. And that's some muddy sludge that we are just wasting. Is 171 muddy sludge hard to make? Where are we making muddy sludge even? Yeah, I mean, that actually is a lot of free muddy sludge. In terms of like how many washers worth is it and how many soil extractors worth is it? This whole get up down here. Oh, by the way, I didn't check if it can even support. No, I can't. Huh. Maybe I should be keeping the muddy sludge from Borax. That's a lot more than I thought it was. It is more train traffic, but let's put that on the list. Keep muddy sludge from borax. We'll put that on our to-do list. I don't know if I want to do that right now, but someday. Someday. And okay, better batteries are a long way away in terms of research. So scratch that. I don't know why that's so soon on our list. Okay, how are we doing here? Why? Oh, I know why. Alright, and we're using like a stack every 10 seconds, so like 40 stacks? Is that crazy? Yeah, we can afford that. Let's do 50 stacks even. Because we're talking 10 stacks a minute. So that's still only 3 minutes worth. Yeah, let's do like 60. Let's do 70. We got space. Okay, super trasher's working. Tailings is working. Everything seems like it's correct here. As soon as we get the borax, I think we're golden. Yeah. As soon as we get borax and fuel, we are good to go. And here's the fuel. What are you doing? Oh, he's a personal bot. Come back. Tim has arrived. Hooray. Alright, so there's the coal. And how's borax looking? Not good. Why is it not flowing? Ah. Rat. Missing power. Okay, how long does it take for 15 a second to become 2,000? It's like 133 seconds or something. So only like 2 minutes. Is that right? Yeah, that is exactly right. You are correct, Krydex. Okay, so more copper should be done. Cool, cool, cool. And what do we do next? What do we think about next steps? I almost feel like I should just start looking at stuff and think about making a bunch of random things. We do need more ammonia. Were there any other ways to make ammonia? I could... I don't think there are, for what it's worth. I could, I could work on some other stage 2 animals and plants. Like, what have I unlocked stage 2 for? We did sap stage 2, but I could better automate it. We could work on tree mark 2. Rock mark 2 we did. We could work on fish mark 2. Let's see, so this, we need fish egg mark 2. And fish egg mark 2. Wait, what? Oh, there it is. Fish mark 2 turns into mostly mark 2 fish eggs. That one's tricky. But I kind of want to set up fish. Mark 2 fish. So we could do mark 2 fish. We could do mark 2 trees. We could research mark 2 moondrops. Mark 3 sap already? That is crazy. Not that we need it, but We could. Trits? Don't really understand what trits are. I don't remember ever making them before. Huge deep water animal, so they're whales, basically. Huh. When do I get the next seaweed? Seaweed stage 2? Oh. Yeah. Oh, molybdenum. I could work towards molybdenum. That's actually a reasonable thing. We need molybdenum for a lot of stuff. It's also weird we get... Wait, what? This does not make sense to me. Why do you get... Oh, never mind. We got stage 2 a while ago. I was like, why do we get stage 2 right before stage 3? There's an entire science pack difference there. But I could go for stage 3 seaweed. It might be super expensive, but kind of cool. Because, yeah, you can directly make stage 2 seaweed. There's no, like, breeding here. But then you need 5 Mark II seaweeds to make a single Mark 1 or Mark III seaweed. So that's a lot of molybdenum trioxide per Mark III seaweed. I don't know if that's actually worth it. Molybdenum trioxide represents 1/3 of a molybdenum plate. Okay, well let's have molybdenum as kind of our next big project, because we're gonna need that for lots of stuff. Molybdenum, it's a catalyst for things. It's used in all sorts of stuff. So let's start with an output of 3 and kind of work our way down the chain, and then we'll need to be done with this episode, and we'll see what this looks like. That is a lot of filtration media, unfortunately. Molybdenum pulp. Concentrate. Whoa, nitrogen. Holy nitrogen, Batman. Alright, I might have overshot a little bit with 3 a second. That's a lot. Oh my god. Okay. So we're probably not doing 3 a second. We're probably not even doing 1 a second. But I think we can build for 1 a second. Yeah, this seems doable. It's crazy how small the molybdenum build is. And that's only twice as dense, so I don't know if it's worth it. We'd have to process it. I guess it's only water. We could process it down to pulp. How much pulp? How many train loads is that? We get about 100 of those per train, about 160 per train. Whereas with this, we only get about 35 sets of 30 per train. So if we process it down to pulp on site, we do have to worry about the trashing of this, but then we don't have to worry about some other stuff. We do have to worry about trashing those, but that's it. So where is molybdenum? And it looks like molybdenum... Uh-oh. Oh, it's just ash. Classic ash train. Molybdenum... Okay, we've got this patch right here. I actually do think we could fit the full 18 that we need onto that patch. And, I mean, I've got space, right? I could just process it down to the pulp, molybdenite pulp, and we ship that around. Let me just make sure. Hold on. Actually, wait. We need to double check. Is molybdenum ore used in other things? It is. There's a way to make formaldehyde out of it. There's a turd recipe, and there's the Cermet. And Cermet we actually need soon. We need that for red circuits. So that alone makes me want to put molybdenum ore onto trains. I could put both if I wanted to be more efficient, but I don't think I really care. So molybdenum mines, we can just put a bunch right here, and I don't know. Belt it up to here, maybe? Yeah, that seems reasonable. Where else was molybdenum? There's a bunch up here. There's a big patch right there. You know what? This is making me want to just process it right here. Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. This will be molybdenum processing. Yeah, I'll just delete that part. We'll figure out what stations we want to be there later. Okay, but more copper should be checked off the list, and now we're on molybdenum processing. And that way I don't need to train the ore around. I'll still make a provider for it, so we can train it later, but that way we're not training all the ore that turns into plates. Alright. I don't think it's actually stuck, right? Yeah, it's just taking forever. Okay, and the copper is... Oh, drat. I'm a silly goose. There we go. Oh, and then we gotta switch this. There we go. There's the molten, and there's copper. Sweet! We did it! Lots of copper. So now we're not gonna have to worry about copper for any time in the near future. Which is nice. Copper plate. All right, we're gonna have to call it an episode there, but in the next one, we will work on building this out and get molybdenum mining going. And molybdenum is used for all sorts of stuff, so that'll be handy. I actually think I might. It's just hard. The ball mill, 12 ball mills is a lot. Do I really want to build 24 ball mills? I can easily build double for the rest of this stuff, but 24 ball mills is a lot. I might not do that for now. So more molybdenum, and then maybe more glass next. Oh, and then back to, did we finish this? Yep, that's already done. Beautiful. Well, good thing we have lots of nitrogen now. Sweet. Okay, well, as always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next one.